Okay, Outriders demo released on February 25th, 2021 is developed by People Can Fly, creators of Gears of War Judgment, Bulletstorm, and Painkiller, published by Square Enix. It's a looter shooter genre. This is a review of just the demo and the demo content, as the full game has not come out. We'll be doing a full review once the game launches and we complete it. So what is Outriders? Outriders is something old, something new, and something a little bit unexpected. The plot of Outriders isn't anything new, really. Earth was dying and humanity fled the planet looking for a new home on an Ark ship. They find a suitable planet. You are one of many Outriders that are tasked with making sure the planet is safe for colonization. While tracking down a mysterious signal, an anomaly storm hits and all hell breaks loose, ultimately resulting in you being put back into cryosleep until they have time to tend to your wounds. 31 years later, you wake up to a semi-colonized world that's in the middle of a war between the people that you landed with and the colonists that were unfrozen and brought back to colonize the planet. Turns out the planet wasn't safe or very suitable for colonization. The food wouldn't grow. The anomaly storms kept getting bigger and it kept killing people. And then you also find out that you are now what's called an altered, someone that's been affected by this anomaly storm but given powers instead of dying. So what's the old? The old in this game is that it's a looter shooter like Destiny or Division or even Borderlands. It offers a 3-player drop-in, drop-out multiplayer, a range of weapons from common to legendary that all have random number generator drops. There are multiple world tiers to rank through to increase loot variety, rarity, and difficulty. It has a mixture of gunplay and superpowers, and there's 4 classes to pick from with 3 subclasses within it. The new is it's an offensive, not defensive game. Even though the game does have a cover mechanic, it encourages risk-taking and being aggressive, as that is the only way for you to be able to actually heal while in combat. 3 subclasses within your main class that you pick, which means it's not like Destiny where you have to pick a specific subclass. You can actually kind of mix and match the skills across all 3 if you want to. You are limited on skill points apparently, but you can kind of zigzag across the skill tree and pick up skills from some of the different subclasses to fit your gameplay. It also offers a narrative that seems to be more thought out than some of the other games in the past. The story so far seems like it was what Anthem was trying to go for, but they actually know where their mystery is going to go and lead to. Anthem constantly went on about the anthem of creation, but never really materialized what that really was. Outriders has you tracking down a signal that will probably end up explaining what the anomaly storms are, why you have the powers you begin with. It seems very clear that the characters know what's the next course of action should be, instead of just talking about this anomaly and everything like it's an intangible element, which is how I felt Anthem handled their narrative. Now, the unexpected here is the fact that People Can Fly and Square Enix are trying a new approach to the looter shooter model. Instead of making a game as a service with a roadmap of updates and content, they instead decided to tell the story in one go. All the content for this game, including endgame content that has been thought out, are included on launch day. People Can Fly have said, depending on the game's reception, they'll be happy to make more DLC, but that they basically are going to tell their story and be done. This is really unexpected because look at the formula that has been done in the past, like Destiny and The Division, where the endgame content is really just repeating levels you've already played until they come out with more new content for you. The endgame content for Outriders is supposed to be all new content. You're not going to be replaying any levels that you already played throughout the main story. It's already planned out and set up and installed and already developed for the game. As for the demo, there are some very promising things about it and some things I hope will change in the future. Like a lot of looter shooters, there will be a grind for legendaries. Whether you will be forced to grind to continue the story doesn't seem like that will be the case from what I experienced in the demo. The demo provided some side missions and main missions storyline that never had me redoing missions just because I needed to be more powerful to progress. You are given the option to repeat any missions you have completed, even the main ones, which you could choose to do so to farm legendary weapons and gear. The gameplay and action is great, and even gets more intense with co-op play. And the fact that you're always earning XP towards the world tier system is also great as well. This world tier system works in a way where the game gets more difficult the better you get. You earn more experience, you move up to a world tier, your drops for gear gets better at the higher world tier you go. But if you die, you'll get knocked back and you'll lose experience until you keep falling to the previous world tier level. This is great because it means the game will adjust to your skill, and your rate of quality gear will also go up as you get better. Unlike other games where you manually have to set like a mayhem level in Borderlands or a world tier in Diablo or specific difficulty settings so that you can make sure that you get the best drops. This means the game will just fluctuate with you and keep everything at your skill level. What you get to play in the demo is enough to perk your interest in what the main story is and leaves you wanting a little bit more. The negatives for me here is the polish. Sometimes lines are spoken over each other if you approach a vendor and they have a specific storyline that they have to deliver, but they also have like a common greeting line. So you walk up to a vendor and they have their own dialogue that they always say every time you walk up to them. But if you've just completed a story element that involves that vendor, they'll do their normal greeting and then it'll cut to a cutscene that kind of just talks over the other greeting into what they're trying to say story-wise. That can get kind of annoying. That happens also with main mission stories where if you hit the pause menu or you go in the inventory or you're moving too fast, like hitting a fast travel thing, it will double the dialogue lines on top of each other. So it needs some polish there. The other thing that this game really suffers from is what all looter shooters seem to suffer from, which is that weapon types are not unique, or weapon specifics are not unique, meaning that all assault rifles feel like an assault rifle, all shotguns feel like a shotgun. And the best example I have for this to where this doesn't happen is like Mass Effect 3, right? In Mass Effect 3, you know the difference between an M8 Avenger assault rifle, a Cerberus Harrier assault rifle, and a Matlock rifle. They all fall under the assault rifle type of weapon, but all three of those guns feel very different, and you know how to play with them very differently. Where here, regardless if you probably have a high stat assault rifle versus a weak stat assault rifle, they both feel the same. They both sound the same. They both make the same animation. So it's very dull and boring, right? Now, I haven't acquired any legendary weapons, so I don't know if the legendary stuff actually does feel different. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I'm assuming it's going to be like all the other looter shooters out there where it's just going to feel the same like any other gun and not really have a big variance between them other than stats. Now, the problem with this is that what ends up happening is then the guns aren't unique. Nobody has a unique playstyle with the type of guns that they have. They just ends up that, everybody who plays as a pyro is going to probably end up having the same weapon loadout of legendary stuff because that's the best stats for that playstyle, right? Not going to be somebody, who's going to be pushing some weird combination because they're really good with this particular gun versus another one type of thing. And then my last criticism for this title is the camera movements. The cinematics are shot like it's a Bourne Identity movie with it constantly shaking. It's really distracting. It's not naturally, mainly because our own eyes have stabilizers. When you walk around, things don't shake constantly. When you're standing still in a conversation, your vision doesn't shake constantly with your body's vibrations or anything like that. This feels like either the camera is getting stuck on something, it's constantly shaking, or it's a stylistic choice that they thought would make it more realistic, more gritty if there's camera shake. And camera shake is terrible. Shouldn't use it. That's why there's stabilizers. It's a video game. Shoot a cinematic scene cinematically, not with a shaky cam, because it's hard to track what the hell's going on. And it makes you also think that they're hiding bad animation or something. Hopefully, it's something that maybe it's a bug and they'll fix it, or if it's a stylistic choice, maybe they'll change it. Being this close to launch, I seriously doubt it. In the end, is this demo worth your time? Absolutely. It's completely free. Most games do not give you a free demo unless it's like in beta or alpha and there's a lot of changes happening. This game came out again in February. It's going to launch on April 1st. So basically a little over a month of time for people to play this game as a free demo and see what they like. Now, usually I would say game companies do this because they're very confident about their product and like, hey, everybody's gonna like this. People are gonna pick up and play it. We give them a free demo. We're gonna get more people to actually commit to buying it and not wait till reviews come out or see what Metascores are. People just go out and buy it at launch, which is very smart. Anthem did the same thing. Well, the problem was, I don't know what people were smoking over at EA because Anthem was terrible from the get-go, and anybody who played that demo should have saw that that game was going to crash and burn. But Outriders, on the other hand, this game delivers a solid demo that leaves you wanting more, gives you some good gameplay in the looter shooter genre, and should be fairly interesting considering that when you buy the game, you will have the entire story, the entire concept of what they're trying to say, instead of having to be led along with a content roadmap and whether or not there's ever a conclusion. Okay. So I encourage everybody to pick this up, see it for yourselves, check it out. I overall like the gameplay, and this is a game that I would very well hold me over until Resident Evil 8 or Mass Effect Legendary Edition comes out. So definitely grab the free demo, play it while you can, and if you like it, grab the full game on April 1st, 2021.